Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be reacting to DBG's top 50 most memorable cards in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. Now, this isn't DBG's list, okay? This is DBG reacted to this. This is actually my man's Jazz's list, okay? If you don't, make sure to go sub to my man. Y'all see his videos? You know what I'm saying? Y'all see his videos, his thumbnails, his 12 months, all this stuff, 2K content, man. Make sure to go smash that subscribe button for my man. But in this video today, we are going to be reacting to DBG's reaction of Jazz's top 50 most memorable cards. So this is something I'm actually excited to watch because I haven't seen it. I want to see who Jazz thinks the most 50 memorable cards are, who DBG thinks. And for me, just getting memories of some of the most most cards that are memorable for me personally. Now, before we dive any further, smash the subscribe button to my man's All That Jazz, to DBG. Their links will be down below in the description. As well as if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button. We personally are on the road to 80,000 subscribers.
Huge shout out to Jazz for making
absolutely big shout out, man.
And obviously go subscribe to him. Let's try and get him to like 1.2k.
He was at 1.13.
Maybe
so
we get him to 1.2 thousand subscribers.
Go smash that subscribe button, man.
Let's have a listen.
Look at the intro.
Here we go,
intro music's quality.
So everyone is doing kind of look back footage on the year. I'm going to do the same. We're going to do a tier list of the most.
Okay, so we got game defying legendary.
Memorable. We've got 50 of them to rank. You
okay.
can see the ranks on the tier list.
And you can just see what at the bottom, I mean, is there. I like this.
So game defining legendary, very memorable and memorable. Okay, I wish there was I never use this card tier. I have to move my face, even though my face.
I mean, but there's probably not
away, with his. I have to move my face here because I don't want to block any of the tier list.
With his list, there's probably not going to be any of those.
There we go. That's a little bit better, I think. So let's get into it.
10 years we'll still remember the card. All the way through to memorable, still memorable, but maybe we'll forget it over time. That's the way I look at it.
I like Jazz. I like his energy.
And I'm going to do this rapid fire, right? I'm going to do this really quickly. So I might have to move things around at the end. But we're going to try and get through this as quickly as possible.
Okay, it's going to be quick. I like this.
Like many metrics.
Smush is just memorable. Smush is just memorable.
He is. That's what I was thinking too.
How much did we use it? But there's also cards on here that are memorable for all the wrong reasons as well. You'll see as we go. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe whether you agree with my opinion or not. Like the video.
I love Jazz's energy in this video, though. Say whatever you want. I love it.
We're like really close to 1,100 subs. I'd love to hit that.
DBG putting glasses on? Oh my goodness.
So,
that helps a lot with the eyes. That helps a lot with the whole look at the screen.
Anyway, that's enough self-promo. Let's get onto it. First card is Amethyst Smush
memorable.
Parker. You know, you had the Trey Burke base Pro 2.
Definitely not very.
I would say memorable too.
Diamonds and pink diamonds, and
yeah, but he wasn't memorable though, was he? He was good.
I mean, but I see Amethyst Boris Dio on there, who I don't even think of at all. So I mean,
he really could. I'm gonna put him in very memorable for now. If anything, he might move up, but I'm gonna leave him there for now.
Yeah, he might go up.
Amethyst and
legendary. Not quite game defining because he was only legendary.
I don't know. This dude was good, man. I would say probably legendary too, but he was good.
Houston is next. I'm going to put him in extremely memorable just because of how OP he was. He was the first real kind of elite shooting.
I don't mind it though. I mean, I really don't mind it.
He was the reason I was the best player in the world for the first week.
For DBG, he's going to be higher than everybody else. But for me,
it's
extremely memorable. It's probably right.
Limited reward. But he started
with stick shooting, it was ridiculous.
He defined week 1 DBG.
Next up, we've got Diamond AK. I never ran this card, but I ran into it.
Not memorable because he's a retro card and he was way better the first time around.
He was still dang good. Like, he was still souped up.
Punched above his weight. 3 to 4 months people had this diamond in their lineup. I'm going to put him in memorable.
Yeah, he's a retro.
By the later AKs. But people forget
I think he's more memorable.
He was good.
I think he was more memorable than Smush. That's my opinion.
I'd put him in either extremely memorable or legendary just because.
What? Heck no! You guys are gassing this.
He was this random white. This random.
You guys are gassing it badly. You guys are gassing it bad. You guys are.
So I think just for that reason, like he should be either in
Maybe
legendary.
Maybe very memorable. Maybe.
I used to do like budget lists, top 10 budget cards. Bailey Hall was top of that list for 2 or 3 weeks at one point.
He was God.
He's very memorable, potentially higher.
I would have put him in.
Very memorable for
I would have had.
I also love the Dark Matter.
I would have had For me, Houston was in game defining. I will never forget that card. But fair enough, you want to move him to legendary. I'd have Houston legendary, Bailey Howe one ahead.
I would not.
Then I'd probably flip Parker.
I would
and AK,
too.
to be
I'd
honest.
have AK ahead of Parker. I absolutely would.
Game defining. He was game definingly disappointing.
Probably
Now,
was.
This is the first interesting one because he has to be in one of the top
He was
2
game
tiers.
definingly
The reason
disappointing.
being,
And like he's not that bad, but he was
he
such a
did define
letdown.
the game in a certain way. He defined the game in a way that
So
2K built
average.
something up that sounded really
So
good and let us
average.
down at the last moment, which is something they did time and time again.
Yeah, this Baron
And
Davis
that
ended up
ultimately
not being
reality.
very good.
Baron Davis
That's
was
just the
first card
facts.
that did that. He is memorable. We all did nothing.
He's
else for 3
game
weeks.
defining.
I'm gonna put him in legendary, but there is a real argument for him to be game defining, and I might move him
he
up.
is.
We'll just see who
Next up,
else is
we've got
there.
Dark Matter, Warped Reality.
This dude's game defining. I'm sorry.
Simmons, he is game defining. He was the
He absolutely is. There's
In a
no
year's
argument.
time, I will remember. He is game defining, but in a year's time,
No, DBG, no. Ben Simmons is way more game defining. He was the start of the end.
I may have forgot about that Ben Simmons. I will not.
He was
forget
the
about
start of
this.
the end.
first elite OP point guard that was oversized when the league.
He was
jumped up.
literally
I
the
agree.
start of the
I
end.
agree.
He defined the meta as it is right now.
I agree.
Ben Simmons has to be considered game defining. I was reluctant to put him in here because
And I just do want to apologize in advance. I am, if at any stage I'm closing my eyes for a few seconds, it's nothing to do with
DBG's
what's going
falling
on
asleep.
It's the fact that sitting so close to two bright screens is really not doing good for my eyes. I thought I was fine. I'm really not. And I still have to watch the Hornets game to make a LaMelo video and then make one more video after this. So today is
I feel it though,
It's gonna be a
DBG.
rough
I
day.
feel
It's
it,
gonna be
man.
rough.
I respect the grind. Thank you for this video.
As I always say, videos do not make themselves.
you'll see this as a trend. There are some cards that you might expect in game defining that I'm not going to put in there because I think the similar card was game defining last year, therefore less so this year, right? This is
Dino?
not massively different to the Prime Ben Simmons.
Dino was not
He's
game
nothing
defining
to
at
do
all
with
this
his
year.
jump
He
shot.
wasn't.
Just so elite.
He was just terrible.
Better than the Prime one from last year. Next up, we've got Bill Russell. This is a weird one because the community was really hyped at the time, but it
Legendary.
dropped off very quickly. The hype.
I think it is
Spoke
legendary.
about the limited reward.
Legendary.
This card kind of lost its shine, and people started talking about. Stopped talking
Definitely
about it
legendary.
instantly.
He was chicken man. He was
I'm
so
gonna
good.
Put him in extremely memorable, but he
You're on
could
next
move
gen.
up.
If you're
I
on
don't
next
hate it
gen,
though.
he's like
I don't
legendary.
hate it
High
though.
legendary.
Let's see, Blake Griffin.
He's legendary.
Legendary.
This was a real reality check for a lot of people, which led to another card being
He's legendary,
quite
man.
hyped, which was
Game defining, actually. You know what? I'm going to say game defining for Blake.
He
Blake,
might be.
Last
He
year,
absolutely
the
might
very
be.
first
He absolutely might be. This is correct, DBG. I
Center?
agree.
that we got with pro dribble sigs was Dino Raja.
No, I
and
do
Baker.
agree. This Blake was
And they came out on July
overpowered. He
27th.
was so elite.
This year, we got pro dribble sig centers in November with this card. So, yeah, he
I mean,
was
nah,
game
this
defining.
Blake was
the
incredible.
following level 40 reward. I think people kind of slept on Steph Curry, and I think people realized, oh, you know, I should have gone and got Steph if I didn't. And then people were like, oh, but it's
Steph's
Blake this
game
season. I'm
defining
not
as well.
really fussed about that. People didn't realize how OP this Blake was, guys. He's in one of the top 2. I'm going to put him in legendary for
I'd
now.
have him top.
Absolutely, he could be game defining. Absolutely.
I just think he was the
Personally,
best center in the
best
game
player
for a
in the
long time.
Blake was unstoppable, guys. He's a regret of mine that I didn't go and get him. Pink Diamond Ball.
Obviously
game
defining.
I don't understand.
Obviously.
That warped reality
He
set was
the best card in
ridiculous.
the game, running with Dark Matters as a 95 overall. It
He's
makes
still
no
one of the
sense.
best cards in the game on next
That's
gen.
where he goes.
That card,
still one of
that
the
card's
best in the game.
ridiculous.
Invincible Bowl. This is similar to the Ben, right? The token market Bowl last year was very
Extremely
similar to this card.
memorable.
I think the next
I was gonna go
memorable.
legendary or
Top.
extremely memorable.
I think that's what separates him from last year because he's so OP on
Yeah, I'm
next
fine
gen.
with that.
He's OP on current gen as well, but he is so OP on next gen that he has to go into game defining.
I don't hate it though. I don't agree with it. I think
I think
Blake's.
we'll remember
Next up, we've got Amethyst Boris Diaw.
He's
lowest.
Was,
Only
top
I
five
liked
in
him,
my
but not many
budget
people
list
did.
for 6-8 weeks. Very similar to kind of the Bailey Howe. I'm going to put them side by side.
I don't even remember Boris Diaw right now, so
Next up, we've got Dark Matter Cade. Now, to me, guys,
that's a tough one.
Bottom of the bottom. The dude came out on the 30.
You got to remember though, DBG, he's a rookie. I mean, people are gonna remember the LaMelo we got last year, right? I mean, people are gonna remember the Wiseman we got last year with the same, the release 29. People are gonna
30th
remember
of
Cade.
June?
People are gonna remember Cade.
30 days past September.
I don't-
April, June.
I don't
so there's only
care.
30 days in June. He came out on the
People
29th of
people are
June.
gonna remember Cade Cunningham.
Literally came out on the 29th of June.
Nobody cares. People are gonna remember him.
You can't put this guy. You will not remember this guy coming into next year. Just
Yes,
like
you
we don't
absolutely
remember
will.
the
I remember LaMelo and
Um,
Wiseman. You can't even say
plenty
that.
of cards we don't remember.
Or
that came
Ant
out
with the base
last year,
98.
late last year. Like, no one really remembers. Like,
I guess they came out
half the
earlier,
NBA's
but
back set.
yes,
from
they
last year.
do.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion. This is the best card in the game. On current gen,
I mean,
it's the
you can
best
make
card
that
in the game.
argument.
He's 6'8". He's a curry slider.
Can't put him higher than there. Can't put him higher than there.
He is incredible, and you know, similar to the kind of LaMelo Ball from last year. I think.
That's what I'm
That's kind of
saying.
how I see Cade.
Yeah, but LaMelo Ball came out on like the 6th
But
of June.
but I get what DBG is saying, but you got to realize though they're rookies.
Sorry, he came out on like the 28th of June.
People are still
Came
going to
out a
remember
month
them
earlier.
because
It
they're
was still
rookies.
a month of content when LaMelo Ball came out, not a week.
I don't know where to put him. I'm going to put him in extremely memorable.
Yeah, right
Maybe
here,
it's a
correct
bit
here.
bias, but this is the most fun card I've used all year.
That's correct there.
I just think
because
people are
it's
going to
down
remember.
to the
I don't know. Maybe it's
Next
just
up,
me.
We've got Pink Diamond Cam. We all remember
What-
this.
yeah.
I'm going to put him in legendary.
Cause of the cam glitch.
The draft.
Only
Right,
the
it is.
glitch.
It is
was
the
a great time
glitch.
for everyone.
That's why.
The fact that everyone pretty much got this card for so cheap was just such a huge.
It was a massive W. Shout out to Gatto, man. That was a big W.
Emerald took on Cook again, just a limited demon.
For limited, he's in Emerald.
Let's be honest, guys,
Like,
he was
he's
a Ruby at worst.
mid-
He's memorable.
Middle tier.
I'm sorry.
Middle tier.
I'm gonna put him in-
I'm sorry. I don't remember this Daquan at all.
Yeah, I don't
think
disagree.
that's where
Don't
he
disagree.
belongs.
I'd put him in
Next
memorable.
up, we've got another game-defining
He's
card.
yeah, he
Danny
is.
Ferry again broke
I
the
agree.
game, broke all of
He's
us.
gonna be up there.
3,000
Terry's gonna
points.
be up there.
Nick
Again,
agrees.
another base 98 demon.
I mean,
The
you
first
got
demon
to. You got to put him
in
up
the
there.
game. It has to be Danny Ferry. Yeah, it has to be game-defining.
I agree,
D-Rob
Jazz.
now again, guys. This might surprise you. I'm absolutely.
Hold on.
There's no way he puts him there.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on.
that's what I'm saying. There's no way he's gonna put him in game defining. There's just no way.
Just need to clean the old glasses. Even though they're blue light glasses and they don't actually affect what I can see.
There's no way. He would be very memorable at max for me. How is he
Game
ahead?
defining?
How is he ahead of Bill Russell?
Putting D-Rob in game defining. He was the first elite point center in the game, and I always say this: the end game truly comes when we get that point center that can do absolutely everything.
Blake.
This guy could do
Blake.
absolutely everything. Blake.
I would say Blake couldn't defend that well, right? I think he wasn't very good defensively, but I agree with DBG.
That was D-Rob.
I do not. I disagree firmly.
Freaking Draymond was a point center.
I disagree
He was
firmly with
game
this one.
defining. Everything we've had since has been a slight step up on where he was. D-Rob broke the game for sure.
No,
Next up,
I
we've got
disagree.
Galaxy Opal D-Wade.
Extremely memorable.
No, this was a really important card. Absolutely an argument for game
No,
defining
no.
because he was the first.
No.
I'll say this: there's more of an argument for Dwayne Wade than David Robinson. I'll say that.
Come on.
There's a more of an argument for D Wade than
on.
Robinson, but I
That really got everyone hooked on XP. He really was.
More people got Wade than got Steph?
yes.
People slept on Steph, and that by the
More
time they
people did
realised
get
it was too
Wade.
late. People didn't want Blake, so they didn't really do it. D Wade got the entire community.
I agree with
doing
what
level
Jazz
40
is
for the
saying.
rest of the
I
year.
didn't.
He was that guy
I got
that started that.
3 level
Is that
40s,
game
and I regret
defining?
one of them.
Probably. It probably is. I'm gonna put him in legendary for now. but
I'm
there's
okay
a-
He's
with
more.
that. I
He's
don't
more.
want them.
He's more game defining than D Rob
Next
though.
up, we've got Felipe Lopez.
Ew.
I put him on this list because a lot of people like the
Memorable,
card, a lot
yeah.
of people ran the
That's
card.
fine.
He
We're
was
not
another
gonna remember
limited
this
demon. I didn't, guys, but I ran into him every other game. For about
Felipe
2
was
months.
fine for a
Obviously
time.
very popular card. Wasn't
Limited
popular
demon.
for me, but will be memorable for a lot of
Limited
people.
demon.
Next up, we've got Ruby Gus Williams. We remember how.
Very memorable.
How OP was this card? That speed at that time.
No,
The-
Gus was
Funny
fast,
person.
man.
He ran. He used to
was
glitch the AI. He was so
unstoppable.
fast. Flash
Somewhere
was.
between extremely memorable and very memorable. I'm gonna
He
go
was Flash.
extremely memorable.
I
He
like
was
that.
Such an exciting.
There's
I
a
like
reason
that.
why I nicknamed him Flash. Like, there's a reason why I nicknamed
That
him Flash. He
dude was
fast.
literally
He
so
had
fast.
195 speed. He was the fastest player we'd ever seen.
card when he came out, guys.
He just
Jack
couldn't
Barrett.
shoot.
Now, this is a tough
He's
one.
legendary or
Middle.
game
Middle.
defining.
Middle.
No,
Unpopular
no.
opinion, I don't know. The fact that him and Terry came out at the same time, and Terry was the slightly better card, kind of overshadowed this Jack.
It didn't though. It made you got the dentist and the lawyer. People are gonna remember
If
that
Terry
forever.
didn't come out, he would have been here, guys. That's
I actually believe the opposite. I think
I do
because
too.
Jack Marin and Terry came out at the same time.
I
One of them was a
agree.
dentist and one of them was a lawyer.
That's what I'm
And that
saying,
we were all
DBG.
playing either triple threat offline for the dentist or triple threat online for the lawyer. The whole question was who are you going for, the lawyer or the dentist? I think they're a combo deal. I think
I'd
if it
put
was-
Jack
I
in
think he's
legendary,
probably in
though.
legendary.
I
Or
100%
extremely
agree.
memorable, but I think if Terry wasn't there, he'd probably just be another Wayne Embry down in like
No, he was bad. Jack was good.
down
though.
near the bottom.
I guess
really
Wayne was
where
good
he
for
would
his
have been.
time too.
But Terry took some of the shine off Jack Marion.
I think
He's
Terry
really
brought his shine
extremely
up.
memorable,
I
think
agree.
That's where he ended up, but
I agree with
he
DBG
was really
here.
a victim of the fact that Terry was out at the same time.
Terry did
Next up, we've
overshadow
got
him
another
though.
limited god, and again, people were running this guy in their
Very
main squad.
memorable.
This guy came out in a
Still know
possessed
about
set
this guy.
that had like.
Jeff Green was good for that
people were
time.
running him.
He was the most
People
used
were
player
running
in the
him.
whole
I'm gonna put
possessed
him
set.
Very memorable. I think he belongs probably next to that Daquan
He was the
Cook.
best. He was the
But
best. in
for
this
sure,
I didn't
by
remember
far,
Daquan Cook.
the next
Maybe
one
it's
is a
me.
tough one.
I shouldn't
It's
use
Galaxy
face cam
over
for this
Hondo.
video.
If you're a comp player, you're screaming at me to put him up here.
Legendary.
But the truth is, most of us aren't. A lot of people
No.
didn't get this card. And, you know, shout out to Splash for making this card as legendary.
Unfortunately, 95% of us did not have the 1.5 million MT needed to get the.
And the unfortunate part also is the 95% of us can't use Hondo the way he deserves
January
to be used.
Messiah, that
So
was John Havlicek. But at the same time, Hondo was Hondo. He was the January Messiah.
you got to put him in legendary for
He was the best damn
Splash
card.
and
But-
just by himself.
But I may not have energy to say this. For the 90% of us, including myself, the budget.
Including me. I played for $250,000 and Hondo was not on my
Guys,
squad. He's
we never
6'5".
saw Hondo. And I think I only played against Hondo maybe twice. Not a common card. So, because of what he did in the comp scene, you can't put him any lower in the middle, but I think that's probably right.
I put him in legendary, but I'm in the comp scene.
But in the grand scheme of things, guys, I think this is where
Okay,
he
I'm fine with
belongs.
that.
I don't think enough people had the card for him to be.
I
Great
get what they
I
are
agree
saying.
with your logic.
10,000 people watched the 250k. 15 million people download this game.
Hey, there's a lot more than 10,000. Well,
Yes,
I
there
had
was.
10,000.
There was a lot more than
2K
10,000.
apparently had. I had like 13,000. 2K apparently had 15,000. And let's just say 10,000 of their viewers were view bots. So there was about 20K watching live.
I bet it was close
I
to
get his
that.
point, but there was a lot more than 10K.
To those 10,000 people, you know how good this card was. John Stockton, the diamond.
Basketball
he was the only
John.
alternative really for Steph.
John is
I got a
memorable, man.
basketball
Beast by the time
John.
he came out, I think.
He's
I got
memorable,
a
man.
Basketball
Extremely
John.
memorable.
John
I'm
Stockton.
gonna put him
Ooh.
Extremely memorable for now, but he's
Legendary.
Move up.
Move basketball John
Again,
up.
just-
I'd have been legendary
Move
too.
basketball John
You
up,
can see your starting
Jazz.
point guard off the bench.
My thing is John Stockton for me just changed everything.
I'm so out of it. I might as well be drunk right now.
But he was amazing.
Oh my
Next
God.
up, we've got Ruby Jonathan Isaac.
Down.
Again,
Bottom.
another limited beast.
Bottom.
The guy that you
He
just
was.
swapped
Get
your
him
opponent's
down.
ball
Yeah, I don't-
Get him down.
I don't know about Jonathan Isaac.
This guy was his most memorable card ever was either this card or his Holy Trinity card in 2K19, and this card
I would
does
say
not belong anywhere.
The
near.
Ruby
He does not
Jonathan
belong.
Isaac does not belong high.
He will never be remembered in this year because of how good his rubies were.
That's so
2K19,
true.
2K18. Again,
That is
2K18,
so
this card
true.
was God. Then he was part of the Holy Trinity in 2K19. So, no.
2K18 Isaac
You
was
will
different.
never. No one will ever remember this card in a year time. Get him down to the bottom tier.
I'm going to put him in.
Get him
very
down.
memorable for now. I think that's where.
Lopez was better. Get him down.
Kawhi is a tough one, guys.
Legendary.
Yeah.
He was probably like the card.
If you're gonna have David Robinson in game defining and not Kawhi, I might get mad.
Most longevity, I think, of any card in this game. I know people
Ferry.
say Danny Ferry, but it
No,
was
it's Kawhi.
I just don't know how much people are looking back on that card. I think people have forgotten how
He was a
OP
cone.
he was for the
DBG, chill
Don't
out.
put a cone in
I think
game
'cause he was
defining.
just good at everything. And
Don't put a
wasn't,
cone in game
elite at
defining.
anything. You could argue his defense. I think he's kind of dropped off people's memories.
agree.
That's
Like,
terrible.
one of those
That's
two- one of those
terrible.
spots.
I agree, Jazz. I agree.
think
I
that's
agree.
where he goes.
That's terrible.
Next up, we've got Kermit. Again, another TT
Down.
offline reward that people fought for. I'm going to put him in memorable.
Down.
Kermit should be ahead of Jonathan
Down.
Isaac
Card was
though.
overhyped, to be honest.
Deserves
with
to be in
you.
the 50,
I
but
think we just
down.
got used to TT offline rewards being amazing, and I think people.
Kermit was good though.
Kermit
Kermit was good.
Next up, we've got Ruby KPJ.
One
He
of
has
the
to
best
go to
Ruby in the
extremely
game.
Memorable.
Yeah.
Him and one other Ruby are probably guaranteed to be in most people's limited
Make
lineups
approves.
every single
Make
year.
approves.
KPJ is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I mean, for
I would argue
endgame
there isn't
too.
a card I've used more than KPJ, maybe one or two.
And even in like
Just
budget
limited
tournaments,
alone,
people use KPJ. He's
he
good,
defines
man.
the whole game mode,
He's
that
good.
card. Next up, we got Pink Diamond Lonzo. Again, a bit of a 250k
Down.
reference here, but again, he was just such an affordable
I agree.
point guard that was OP. He had
How are we gonna go down? How are we gonna put Hondo up?
good
Most
size,
retro
good
cards
size,
won't be
good
remembered
shot.
for the retro
Once
cards.
again,
They'll be remembered
jump
for what they
shot.
were in.
If y'all watch
I
250k, you know what I did with
don't
Lonzo. That's all I'm gonna
know
say.
How close he is to anywhere near game to
You know what I did.
He belongs. He was memorable. Pink Eye Galaxy Opal Luca.
Top.
Oh, it's a tough one. I think we go
game defining because of the card art.
I think he was the first point
because
guard.
of the card art.
If you got D-Rob up there, Luke, D-Rob does not belong up there. I'm sorry.
Card art means more than all of that. Get him into game defining.
He also, he really was the first card that people really started to badge up. So I think he defined that part of the game as well.
Card art.
And the fact that 2K gave him away for free again, everyone used it. So I think he has to go to game
card
defining.
art's the main reason.
Invincible Luca is on this list because he was the best level 40 reward outside of probably Steph.
You can say get him down, but I mean,
very memorable. Get him down.
He was easy to get.
I have him. Get him down.
Year that did XP when this Luca came out. So he was definitely important. I want to say extremely memorable. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with that too. Look at very memorable. It's not good.
Another card that punched above his weight.
Very memorable.
The bottom two tiers, I think people don't really remember him in the way that they should.
Yeah, you're right.
He was very overpowered for the.
He was good though.
Bunch of Kawhi. Longevity,
don't compare him to Kawhi. Please, don't do it.
A little bit, very similar to this Lonzo, but still a very memorable card.
Malik was good
all
though.
These cards are memorable.
I agree.
Next up, we got Amethyst Matt Bonner.
I love bottom.
Listen, pure bias, I'd put him up here. This guy's
being like
got me on 12 runs on his own.
Extremely memorable.
I think this card is amazing. You know, he had the 3 hot badges.
Put him down.
The most memorable thing about this card is the fact that his picture is Kevin Love, and it has not been changed for the whole year.
Amethyst, he could compete with some of the best centers in the game. He came out at the same time as that Ben Simmons as well. I mean,
I think he would be memorable for me.
Again, in limited, I think people have used him for 12-0 runs. Don't know where he sits. I'm probably gonna have to say memorable.
Yeah.
But I really want to put him above that. I'm going to put him in memorable, but I want to put him above
He is
that.
memorable.
It's fine.
Emerald Kabengele, again, the start of the year was the start of the year.
If you have Emerald Kabengele and not Bill Laimbeer, I'm going to be annoyed.
Kabengele was so much better than Bill Laimbeer. It wasn't even close. Mickey DBG. It wasn't even close. Literally, Kabengele would drop that bum Bill Laimbeer off. Just relax on Kabengele.
He could shoot, and he was that guy.
He was decently fast too.
But he was very hot for the time.
Bill Laimbeer was so much better.
No, he was. How? All right, you know what, DBG? Let's do this. Since you want to get on this, whoa. Since you want to get on this type of timing, let's get on this timing, okay? Bill Laimbeer, okay? Let's see. Bill Laimbeer with a 44 speed, okay, compared to Kabengele. Since you want to go here, let's do it. I don't even know. Can I put an evoed up Kabengele here? Maybe I can evo him up on here. Kabengele evoed up had a 68 speed and a 62 lateral quickness and 83 ball. You can't compare the cards, DBG. You just can't. I'm sorry, you can't.
Not the stick gods. The stick gods were running Bill Laimbeer because he was just better in every way.
Nobody used the stick. I'm sorry. Nobody used the stick.
A game of domination to get him. Do you not remember how bad domination was at the start?
And a lot of people played all the domination.
Beating it on Huff? Man, the stick gods with Laimbeer.
He has to be on this list. I'm going to put him at memorable.
Memorable is fine, but DBG's making me mad.
Guys,
lowest.
This is going to be super controversial.
No, he's not. He's not the lowest.
He's the best card in the game. General consensus.
He's the lowest tier.
He is not the lowest tier.
Hear me out.
He is not the lowest tier.
He's not as good as Invincible Yao last year. Or Goat Yao last year.
You're right.
We will remember Sim. We will remember Taco. We will remember Sean Bradley.
Nobody's remembering Sean Bradley if you play current gen. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's remembering that.
There are 3 alternatives. 1 was free and 2 are cheap.
Sean Bradley
almost
stinks
nobody
compared to Yao.
Get Yao into bottom tier. He doesn't.
I disagree.
But I'm putting him here. I'm gonna put him here.
This is about I don't agree with that.
And you don't have to, but you're the same dude telling me that Bill Laimbeer belongs on this list.
I don't agree with that. In terms of
you know what?
I do not agree with that.
That's fine.
I'd have him. I would have Lonzo Ball over Yao Ming in terms of how
that's fine.
I'd have.
It's all personal preference.
Literally at the single bottom of this list.
But you don't like Yao either.
I think Yao last year was game defining. I think
he was
just a duplicate of that card. I don't think it's.
But there's 4 different alternatives that are all budget options this year.
As game defining.
There's 2. Don't throw Sean Bradley in there.
Before, I think with Ben, like I said, he has such an elite jump shot that I could move him up. But this Yao was. I mean, I know the bet is different. We were tweeting last year. Now, everyone's speed bursting on current gen, and he moves like a rocket on next gen. But I just don't think he is game defining.
He's not.
No, he's not.
I think he's the best card. I think that's fair.
That's fine to argue, but he's not.
But if somebody thinks that you're the best card, you can't be in the bottom tier. It's that simple, DBG.
All of these cards exist. I don't think he is as game defining as people have said. So yeah, he's coming there. MosBallin, another one of the, you know, the
He's bottom.
OP rubies.
He is
I think He has
bottom.
to go next to his
Wendell's
dynamic
better.
duo, Jonathan
Wendell's
Isaac,
better.
Very, very memorable there. Nick Anderson. There's a lot of cards.
Like, he was part of the Holy Trinity. This card will be remembered for being the Holy Trinity. Nick Anderson.
The thing is, though, the thing is, none of those cards are really
more,
like that.
remembered, in my opinion, than Mo Bamba. Because Nick Anderson legit had bells in, like, people's competitive teams. I ran him 250.
I could have used here. Eric Gordon, Markel.
It's like none of these rubies outside of KPJ even belong
I
up.
think Nick Anderson was the best of them. It's one of these two. I'm just going to put him in memorable now because I think he was in a class with a lot of other cards that you could put on that list.
He was so good. Nick Batum, for me, game defining for most
Jeez,
people.
good night, DBG. Yeah, you were drunk this
Probably
night.
extremely
Next
memorable.
up, we got Pink.
Nick Batum is memorable for me.
Memorable.
Get a next gen card. He was OP for
He's
the tier
memorable.
He was in. He was, you know, a
He will be in a year's time. We'll remember Nick Batum. We will not remember this Yao.
very affordable.
You're wrong. I'll remember way more than that bum Nick Batum card that I never used.
You know, good sized point guard with a decent shot. He was a good card. Again, I think he was hyped up by a handful of content creators.
Me.
Not
One.
the wider community if he was
Me.
as popular.
Me.
Next up, we've got Pink Diamond Paul Pierce.
Paul
Guys,
Pierce.
has to go in here.
I agree.
Nobody got
I agree.
him though. He was the best player. in the
No,
game
I
when he
agree
came
with
out.
where Jazz
Nobody
is.
got him.
I agree with what Jazz is saying.
Like, I think I faced Paul Pierce 3 times ever.
But I think Blake and Kawhi are more memorable
I don't
than a
think
guy
anyone
like
had him.
D-Rob. But I
Like,
agree.
Allen Houston will be more memorable than Paul Pierce.
no.
Because everyone used Houston to get
I disagree.
Paul
I disagree.
Pierce. I'd flip those two.
This is a controversial take. I know it is. He has to go in here. I might have to move him down depending on what we've got coming up. He's probably the,
Yeah,
you know,
move
the
him down.
least qualified to be in this tier. But right
Outside
now,
of D-Rob.
he's the only good unlimited reward we've had since Ken Rice. This
That is
card
true.
was available on day one, guys.
We did get Rudy Gay last year.
Day one. He was
Yeah,
the
but
best
he
card
wasn't
in the
really
game
like
before
that.
Steph Curry came out, and then arguably he was the second best card in the game.
Steph
at
came
that
out
point
2
onwards.
weeks into the game.
The fact that he was actually available day one, he also.
But nobody
did
had
it was
Steph
game
that
mode.
quickly.
It was the first time people experienced it. He
I
has
had
to
Steph
be
maybe
all
after like a
up to
month.
250 and over, you know, from DBG. It was all this card. Define stick shooting. Define
No, it was all this card. It was all this guy.
Yeah, but once you
I
got
just
Paul
swapped
Pierce,
him
it
with a
got even
slightly better
worse.
version of him and Paul Pierce.
an era of the game. And was by far the best card in the game for the first 4 or 5 weeks. How can we not put him in game defining?
I agree. I do
Next up,
agree.
We've got Diamond Rudy. It's very similar
Legendary.
to Malik Sealy, I think.
Oh, he's
I
not
think Rudy was
memorable.
used a little bit more though.
He's not legendary, DBG. He's not. I'm sorry. Rudy Fernandez is not legendary. Extremely memorable or very memorable. Maybe
I would
extremely.
believe that. I'm going to put him in very memorable.
Legendary.
He's got a
He's
case
not
to be up
legendary.
here. I think, like I said, cards like KPJ, John Stockton, I think
I
these cards
agree.
had a bit more longevity. than
Basketball
this
John
Rudy.
should be in
It was
legendary.
a lot of fun and he was, you know,
Houston should be a
a
legendary, and Rudy
Fernandez
Fernandez should be in legendary.
Rudy shouldn't.
Next up, we've got another card who's in here for the.
Where's Eddie Jones?
which
Oh.
is Galaxy Opal Russell Westbrook. Guys, we spoke about this card on the.
I'm gonna say is I don't think he was. I think he sucks, but I don't think he was bad enough. Like, he wasn't
He
like
was
Baron Davis
bad, DBG.
And,
Russ
like,
for
we
his
had-
time
we
was
had Rob Sampson as a
bad.
bad limited reward before him, so I would go. I think he's like memorable. I wouldn't put him down.
I don't know. He was
wasn't-
bad for his time.
He was bad, but he wasn't that bad.
He was
than
bad.
Any other card. We literally couldn't believe how bad this card is.
He
And,
was bad,
you know, similar
DBG.
to Baron Davis, he defined the game in a way that, you know, we expected something amazing and just got something hugely underwhelming.
Yeah,
which
Russ was
fantastic
bad.
the whole
3-point
year.
guard,
Russ
like,
was
DBG,
never-
he was
really
bad.
up there with
He was
defining
bad. Stop
the
it.
game
Maybe I
mode.
understand that.
He was
He's got to
bad.
be one of these two, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him in very memorable for
I'm
now,
okay with
but
that.
again, for the
He wasn't as
I'm
memorable
okay with
as
that. Yeah,
Baron.
he needs to be a lower. He needs to be low. I agree with that.
Next up, we've got Simbula.
Top.
Guys, he's going in game defining
Yeah.
because he is.
He's the dude for budget ballers that can match up with Yao and Taco.
He is.
Sean Bradley
whether you realise
cannot.
it or not, the best budget card that's been released all year.
This
card
is true.
Right here was a billion MT last week. This card was 20k,
Yeah, seems
and
better.
he can hang. This is a skill gap. This is a skill gap, guys, right here. Simbula's the best budget card that's been released all year.
It's not
Without
close.
question, he has to be in game defining. He has to be. Amethyst Sleepy Floyd, what amazing memories, guys. I have
Down.
of
I
this
love that card, but he's
Down.
gone.
He is.
You know, I do miss it. I ran him in Unlimited recently, and he could still hang. He could still hang. We lost the game.
I love that
Probably his
card.
fault, but, you know, he was there. We know how fun this card was. Another card that kind of really defined
He's down. Come on, Jazz.
cards. He was one of the first cards we started to do that with.
I mean, he came out 3 days before John Stockton.
Exactly.
I'd put him down at near the bottom.
Extremely memorable is where Sleepy needs to be.
He's not. Very memorable, maybe.
We've got Steph Curry.
Game defining.
Absolutely game defining.
He is.
Defined
Mick
level
agrees.
40 for the whole year. I'm now very aware that one of these cards needs to move down. I'm not sure who it's going to be.
D-Rob.
It might be Paul Pierce.
It's Pierce.
But yeah, Steph has
David
to be
Robinson.
defining for obvious reasons.
Pierce and D-Rob.
Taco as well.
Yeah, Pierce and
Part
D-Rob.
of the reason Taco's in this, again, like I said,
Taco is
something
free,
I didn't
man.
hang with Taco, but Taco was just really exciting. The time he came out, the spotlights were super exciting.
They were. I agree.
Really wanted to
I had
go on.
mental
He was on a
break.
And everybody's going to remember those
Down
spotlights.
those spotlights.
in terms of how designed
I
he
legitimately
was
had a
as
mental
card.
breakdown.
He has to be game defining, and those spotlights were just the talk of the community for like a month. So he has to
Those
be-
spotlights
I had
were
a legit
insane.
mental
Move
breakdown on
someone
stream.
down, guys.
D-Robs.
It's gonna be Paul Pierce.
Pierce
I'm
is not
really
belong.
tempted to move Bobo down the
Yeah, I'm
because
good with
of
that
the
as
card
well.
last year, but I'm
I'm
gonna
actually
I'd
fine
move
with that.
D-Rob,
down.
but I'm fine with
He
that.
is legendary. I think that's fair because this card has to go into game defining.
Absolutely.
Big Diamond Terry
The dentist.
absolutely broke the game, broke all of us trying to get him. I was very fortunate I got him in like 30
900
games. Some people
He said
Hundred
30
games.
had a
games.
race for 250
I think
to
I
get
took.
him.
I think it took 400 maybe.
Spoken about card this
Splash
year.
played over
Is there a
2,000.
more game-defining card this year?
I would have
100
never.
games.
I'd have just got a different player.
Now we've got Ruby Thaddeus Young. He has to go in the same tier as KPJ.
yeah,
He just
I
has
agree.
to.
I don't
They
think
are the
he
two
is.
limit
I think
leagues.
KPJ is
Yuta
way
in
better.
this list.
Countless times.
Is
they've
Yuta
had
in this
them.
list?
I hope not.
So what an amazing investment both of those cards were. KPJ and Thaddeus Young. But that base 98.
I hope
Ruby
Yuta's not in here.
absolutely has to be an extremely memorable. Tony's a tough one. Tony is
I'd
a
bring
tough one.
Tony down to the
I
bottom.
think I'm going to put him. I think he can go into legendary, or do I need to move someone up?
Yeah, he's
Put him
down.
extremely memorable.
Move Houston up and move him
I feel
down
like
one.
I might have to. I will. I think I'll move Bill Russell up because those
Yeah, I'm good with that.
spotlights
Bill
were
Russell's a
hyped.
good player to move.
Tony
I'm fine with
Bennett
that.
was extremely memorable. He was
Yeah.
elite when he came out.
I'm absolutely fine with that.
think
I
he
didn't
was
like
so
Tony that
great.
much though.
I don't think he's going to be.
His
remembered
player
the
build
same
was
way
terrible.
Bill
Yeah.
Russell
His
was.
new
But
card's
yeah,
incredible.
Good choice. Good call.
Next
I
up,
like
we
that.
got Pink Diamond, Wayne Embry.
I like it.
The first,
I like it.
amazing
He was so good.
Offline rewards.
He was good, man.
He was so OP for the time he came out, guys. It was silly. The first card that we really went crazy for trying to get, before the Terrys
Yeah.
and the Dannys of the world.
I like it.
Wayne Embry was
Wayne
good.
Embry absolutely has to go into legendary. I've got Wilt on this list, guys. I'm going to put him in memorable, and the reason he's not higher than that
he's
is because
memorable.
the reason
He's
he's
terrible.
on this list is that
He's
everyone that
terrible
locked in for
value.
him is trying to forget it. This was a bad card, guys. He was
Imagine
amazing.
locking in for Wilt
He was
Chamberlain.
like a 1.5
That is the
Problem was
definition
not
of
many-
painful.
relevant, will be memorable.
That
The
is the
reason why he's
definition of
not that
painful.
memorable in a bad way, you can see he's here, is because very few people were dumb enough to lock in for him.
I always look back on Thon
I get
Maker
what he's
last
saying.
year as like a memorable card because that was the first card I locked in for, and I regretted it. Wilt is that Thon on steroids. I mean, it's bad. It is bad.
Thon Maker was good
But he
last
has
year,
to be
though.
on this list. And this has worked out perfectly because Diamond Zion.
Diamond
absolutely
Zion
legendary.
he was.
The
DBG, don't even
He's
argue.
legendary because he was so good on current gen and so bad on next gen.
You don't even have to say bad on next gen because he was so elite on
Stayed
current
my
gen.
main team for the longest this year without question.
That
was
Zion card
simultaneously
was
the best and
literally
one of the worst
elite.
Bit
cards
of
in the game.
bias on current gen there. It really depends if you moved on to next gen early. If you did, the Zion maybe lost.
But he was legendary on next gen because of how
I get
bad
what
he was.
DBG is saying if you went to next gen
value.
now.
But on current gen, which most of the players.
Because that was a card he went for a ton, but was just terrible on next gen.
Right, guys, I'm really happy with that list. Drop
So anyway, that's the video. Again, I do apologize for the fact that
Yeah, DBG was like half asleep during this video, but shout out to DBG for reacting to this. I've obviously reacted to DBG's reaction. Shout out to Jazz. It's a solid list. I mean, if you look up and down the list, it's decently solid. I don't really like D-Rob at game defining tier. That's one that gets me. But other than that, it's a definitely solid list. I agreed with some of DBG and Jazz's takes, disagree with some, but that's what makes these videos fun. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.